and welcome back to Pod Popper's Place and another Embossing Folder Friday. This month's theme is animals, and I am making a spinner card for the very first time ever. A horizontal card rather than a vertical card. So I've taken two A2 size cards. I'm putting the right one to the back and the left one on top of that. I have trimmed the left one down 1/8 of an inch to kind of accommodate that extra fold. I'm going to use score tape instead of glue because there are going to be so many layers. Sometimes glue can start to get a little bit warped, cause the paper to get a little bit warped. So I'm gonna try and start with a fresh, unwarped base here if possible. So I just got two circle dies that are coordinating like in size to layer, and the smaller one I put on the front, and I didn't measure or anything. I just eyeballed it. I know it's not exactly in the center, but that doesn't matter for my purposes. And then I cut out a larger circle that I'm going to create a scene on that's going to go behind it. So when you open up, there's a scene here, but I don't have to detail the entire backdrop there. So I wanted to do the crocodiles, but I realized that they won't spin if I had this on front of it because they're too long. So I think we are going to go with the lion instead, and he should spin in the center there. I need a lion that faces both directions. So I have this mirror and image stamp from My Favorite Things, and I have tried it once and it didn't work perfectly, but it did work. So we're gonna try that. This mirror image stamp, which is also like a mini gel plate, so you can use it on that kind of way as well. Okay, so I have my gel plate there. I'm going to bring out a stamping block and put my lion on there. I'm going to ink them up really well. Stamp them on here and then stamp them. My magnets are in the way. You kind of only get one shot at this. So it works, but obviously I can't use my die cut the same way I would use the one that's facing the proper way. So there's a couple ways you can cut this out. You can either, if you have rather scan and cut, you could cut it out that way. I do have one of those, but sometimes it's more of a pain to get that out. You could fussy cut this out, but then you're not going to get the cut. Even with a rather scan and cut, it's hard to get that center part out. So, or you can turn this over and look into the light, which is what I'm going to try and do. This is fairly thin paper, as you can see, and so I'm going to look into the light and line this up to the best of my ability. And ta-da! As you can see, it cut pretty well. The cut marks are facing up instead of down, which is, you know, how it is when you're cutting upside down, but it worked. So these we can put now back to back, and we have our little spinner die. I have this textured Stampin' Up folder, and it's just like a rough texture. It's not really a think it's just called a textured one. So it's not a print, but I think it would work to kind of look like animal fur. So I have this already textured paper that I was going to use for the kind of alligator skin, but we're going to still go ahead and use it for lion's fur. We have some colors here that would really work. I need to cut a circle, so I'm going to do that first because we don't want to lose the texture on it after we punch it through. And this is bigger than our A2 size, so I have a little bit of wiggle room there. Okay, so I got the circle in there, and then I ran this through the Big Shot with the embossing folder. I've been having issues with my paper trimmer getting dull so quickly, but the fun part of textured cardstock like this, now this is not, see, it's white on the inside, so it's not all the way through color, which is not always my favorite. But you can sand it, and then all my rough edges look, you know, more intentional. So I decided that the inside was just too plain with just the circle. Look, I got my crocodiles on there anyway. So I got another piece of the Paper Studios textured cardstock and took out a green one and used that same embossing folder with the texture and sanded that down. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of ink blending just around the edges. And then I'm going to make sure I get this right. This is the opening. Put some of the other little critters in here. You can't really see them. This one, this guy's tail's not quite. Be a nice little surprise, huh? Anyway, let's get this on here first. I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive in here. Just pull that taut. Oh, this is still hopefully wet enough. Put this on top. A little bit off on the bottom, I guess, but side. I think it was meant to go the other way, but all right, well, that's just gonna be how it is because it was more dry than I wanted it to be. So shoot, now I was supposed to pull that tape off first. Well, that was a mistake there. Don't do that. I should have pulled the cover off the tape there. It is staying, because I did tape it down, but I should have pulled that off first. I'm just trimming the excess here. Probably not the best way to do it there either, but it is what it is. This is, you know, we're learning as we go. Our lions. On here. So I'm going to line him up. So if I come down that low, is that going to spin? Looks like it. So I'm going to use more double-sided adhesive, but this time I'm actually going to remember to take it off. And then I am going to add some liquid glue as well. One thing that's important to think about when you're creating something like this is what it looks like on the other side. Actually, what I was thinking about was the inside of this part, so the back side of this. So what I did was I just went ahead and printed or stamped a image of this. Wanted to put this on the back side so that when you see it through the hole, it isn't this ugly. So I put this on the back of the double-sided sticky foam tape, and it didn't line up perfectly, but it actually gave it a nice three-dimensional kind of look. And then I did end up cutting out one of these trees that I colored just by hand because it kind of needed something on that side. And then I think I'm going to put the crocodile, alligator, whatever, on the outside here. This is the extra one. And then I did cut and color a couple other animals so that I can put them on the inside. So let's go inside first. Oh, I already glued him down. I forgot I already glued him down. Shoot. Okay. So I want somebody out here, so maybe the zebra is going to stay on the outside. And we'll put the giraffe on the inside. Be a nice surprise, right? Let's open this up. Oh, see, a little bit of glue showing, a little bit of tape showing even, so that's not good. So cute though. So, what to do here, because it's sticky. We don't want that showing. Okay, so here's my idea to fix this. Here's a piece of paper from this Echo Park paper pad. It looks like wood. I am just going to cut a whole panel out, and then I'm only going to cut out the shape of this. So I'm going to, I want the stripes to go this way, right? Yeah, I think I want the stripes to go this way. So, so because I want to go that way, I'm going to flip it over because I need a backward one to go on this side. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to stamp on the back. So I'm going to cut it out from this side, but I'm only cutting out this inner portion door here. And then the rest of it's going to be the panel. As I painstakingly finish this card, it didn't cut out quite the way I wanted it to, and so it was just kind of, paper wasn't like lining up properly. So I just went ahead and cut out the entire shape, and I'm going to glue it over, and then I just keep a couple strips of the extra to fit at the top and bottom, just to give it a little something. It doesn't kind of decorate the whole page, but there's a lot going on, so I think it's okay that you know, not all of it's going to be covered. My intention is to get this sticky tape covered so that I don't have to worry about it messing up the card. So obviously, you know, don't mess up the card. Then you won't have to worry about this part of it. It's nice when it's a simple shape to cut out, because I think the reason this didn't line up before quite exactly was because it's like not quite symmetrical. It's like, you know, off a little bit, you know, which is fine. Life is off a little bit. It's a handmade card, but it is super cute. Thank you so much for being here. Please come again soon, and please show some love to the other creators in the hop.